in a resounding victory for due process and a significant rebuke of the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies. A federal court has decisively rejected the attempted application of the antiquated Alien Enemies Act of 1798. This landmark ruling ensures that Venezuelan migrants facing deportation will receive the fundamental right to a hearing before their removal from the United States, a right previously threatened by the administration's controversial invocation of this 225-year-old war powers law. The legal battle stems from a March 15th proclamation issued by the Trump administration, invoking the Alien Enemies Act as justification for the deportation of Venezuelan immigrants. The administration, in a highly contentious interpretation of the law, argued that the activities of the Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, constituted an invasion, a term typically associated with armed conflict on a national scale, thereby triggering the Act's provisions. This extraordinary claim, asserting a link between gang activity and a state of war justifying mass deportation, met with immediate and widespread condemnation from legal experts and human rights organizations. The core of the legal challenge focused on the administration's attempt to bypass the established legal procedures for immigration cases, effectively circumventing due process and rendering the individuals vulnerable to summary deportation. The court's decision firmly rejected this approach, emphasizing the paramount importance of fair hearings and the right to challenge accusations before facing removal. The case centered around 5 Venezuelan immigrants who, anticipating the imminent threat of deportation under the hastily invoked Alien Enemies Act, proactively sought and secured emergency relief just hours before the administration initiated its actions. These individuals, fearing immediate expulsion without an opportunity to defend themselves against accusations of gang affiliation, successfully petitioned the court for intervention. Their compelling narratives highlighted the critical need for judicial oversight in immigration proceedings, particularly in situations where the potential for abuse of power is heightened. Interestingly, a significant number of the migrants who filed the lawsuit claimed they had fled Venezuela precisely to escape the very gang, Tren de Aragua, that the administration cited as justification for their deportation. This irony served to further underscore the flawed reasoning and the potentially devastating consequences of the administration's heavy-handed approach. Their testimonies provided a stark contrast to the administration's narrative, highlighting the human cost of the government's attempt to exploit a historical law to justify a sweeping deportation campaign. The court's ruling is a significant victory for the rule of law and the protection of fundamental rights within the U.S. immigration system. It underscores the judiciary's crucial role in safeguarding against the potential for executive overreach and the arbitrary exercise of power in matters of immigration enforcement. The decision serves as a powerful reminder that even in times of perceived national security concerns, the basic tenets of due process must remain inviolable. The Trump administration's attempt to circumvent established legal processes and rely on an archaic law intended for vastly different circumstances ultimately failed in the face of judicial scrutiny. The court's clear and decisive rejection of the administration's arguments signals a crucial safeguard against the misuse of national security concerns to justify the erosion of fundamental rights. The implications of this decision extend far beyond the immediate context of the case, setting a critical precedent for future immigration disputes and reaffirming the principle of fairness and due process within the American legal system. This outcome also raises important questions about the appropriate application of historical laws in the context of contemporary immigration challenges and the potential for misinterpretations that could lead to human rights violations. The ruling stands as a testament to the resilience of the legal system in protecting the vulnerable and upholding the principles of justice and fairness.